If I had $1 for every time I pulled out my vlog camera and was like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been away for a while, but I plan on being consistent again, I would be rich. So I wanted to upload this video to kind of update you guys on what the past couple of years have been like, but I wanted to do a full recap video of the past 5 years. This is kind of a mix between year 4 and year 5 for me being a flight attendant, but we need to go through a little timeline. So I graduated flight attendant training in 2018, May 2018. I went to New York, and I was in New York for like a year and a half. And for those of you who have been following me since 2018, thank you guys for subscribing, for following me along in this journey. So 2018, I was in New York. I was in New York for about a year and a half, and then I transferred to Miami. I was in Miami 2019, 2020. I was in Miami during COVID. I was in Miami during, we also got furloughed. I was in Miami then. So I was there for like 2-ish years. I am gonna do a video comparing bases. So comparing New York, Miami, and then I went to Dallas. So when I was in Miami, we got furloughed for 6 months. We didn't have our jobs for 6 months. We didn't know it was gonna be for 6 months, but it ended up being 6 months. And then when they brought us back, they were like, hey guys, welcome back to work. We don't need you in Miami anymore. We need you in Dallas. So that's how I ended up in Dallas from 2021, 2022. I am now in a new base, and we are in 2023. So I was in Dallas for 2 years, and living in a base is different than working out of a base. So how I feel about Dallas living there was different than how I felt about Dallas work-wise, which I will get into in another video. But Dallas was fun. I'm glad I got to experience. One thing I've always said to myself is I don't ever want to commute. Maybe one day I will in the future, but I would rather just move and live in base. I know moving can be hectic for a lot of people, but for me, it wasn't a big deal to move. And also that move from Miami to Dallas, the company took care of everything. They literally had people come to our apartment, pack it all up, and move it to Dallas. So that's a big reason why we decided to move as well. And they even shipped our cars, all for free. So that was, you know, if we had to pay for all of that, we probably would not have moved. But because we had that option, we decided, hey, let's try out Dallas and see how that base is. So now it is 2023, and I am actually in New York. Not currently, I'm in Phoenix on a layover, but I am back to square one of being in New York as of June of 2023. So when I was in Dallas, which I will get into in a bit, but Lewis and I decided, hey, let's go to New York. We decided individually that we wanted to go to New York first, and then we decided together like, hey, let's go to New York. He's from New York, he has family in New York. I wanted to go to New York because of the seniority, and my schedule would just be way better in New York. Also, I know I keep looking at my viewfinder. I have not vlogged in forever instead of looking at the camera, but yeah. So I'm currently editing this video, and I completely realized I didn't even talk about how my year 4 and 5 went as being a flight attendant. So being based in Dallas, I will say, they work you. You will work every day on reserve. You will work whatever trips you're assigned because it is so hard to trade and drop trips. It was super easy in New York. It was kind of easy in Miami before COVID, but in Dallas, it's really hard to trade your schedule around. So you don't have as much flexibility, and that really just changed my perspective on work because, I mean, at the end of the day, what I really loved about this job, yes, the travel, but the second most cool thing was the flexibility of it. Kind of being able to, you know, drop and trade your trips. So in Dallas, it wasn't as easy. I will say towards the end of year 4, beginning of year 5, I just started having those thoughts of, is this something that I do want to do for a really long time or for the rest of my life? As people would ask, like, are you going to be a flight attendant for the rest of your life? Everyone always asks that question. So year 1 through 3, I was very much like, I still love this job, it is great. Year 4, year 5, I was just kind of like, what else could I be doing? I will say Lewis had these thoughts of like, I'm not really being mentally stimulated enough, and so for that reason I want to see what else I can do. And I know a lot of flight attendants have that same perspective. For me, honestly, I had the mentality of, this job is providing me with amazing travel benefits, great benefits in terms of like, have the whole, you know, medical, 401k, like stability in terms of that sense, but I also have the flexibility to do other things and do what I love creatively. I feel like I don't really need a job that I have to be creative in, because I'd rather do it on my own terms on the side versus have that being like my full-time job. Also, there's a lot going on in the airline industry right now. Our union is in negotiations with our company because we have not gotten a raise since 2019. Now, we get 2 raises per year. One is a cost of living raise, one is your like seniority date raise, and we've gotten the seniority raise, but the other raise that is much needed, the cost of living in this economy, yeah, we need that. So there's just a lot going on in the industry, so it kind of, you know, sways your mind with, is this something that I want to keep doing? I don't plan on quitting though, so I'm thinking of it long term. I'm thinking in another, you know, 10 years I'm gonna have a lot of seniority and hopefully things will be better. Work wise, I do enjoy high time 3-day trips. I'd rather get all my hours in the least amount of time. Also, I hate driving to the airport, so if I could just go to work and get as much hours in. I don't always look for layovers. Like, if there's a high time trip with crappy layovers, but then there's like a really amazing layover, but you're not really getting paid much for it, I feel like at this point, 5 years in, I'm gonna go for the high time trips. So yeah, that's the little timeline of the bases. Started in New York, went to Miami, Dallas, now I'm back in New York. Will I stay in New York? As of now, yes, because I'm tired of moving. I'm so tired of moving. The move from Dallas to New York was all on our own. We just honestly sold everything and started brand new in New York. But that brings me to my next segment of, Lewis and I are no longer together. We broke up for the 3rd time in June, and we also moved to New York in June. So yeah, I know you guys want the chisme, you guys want the tea, and honestly, we're just not each other's person. Should it have taken 5 years to figure that out? No. But we're just not each other's person. There's no animosity. There's no bad blood from my end. I know from his end too. Like, we're fine. We're just not together. We don't live together. We moved to New York. He's with his family. I'm with my family. We're figuring things out separately. That chapter is closed. So yeah. One thing I do want to say is, and I used to say this all the time, love is never enough. Love is not enough. Whether that's relationships or any other aspect, love isn't enough. I can receive and give love to so many people. I feel like in a relationship, there's other things that matter. Respect, communication, compatibility. Do you guys align on the same goals? On the bigger scale of things, are you guys, you know, both working towards something? So love isn't enough. Don't settle in a relationship just because someone loves you. You will find love again, and it'll even be greater than the prior one. That being said, I am happy to finally like just get back into YouTube, get back into all the things that I put on hold. I feel like I haven't vlogged and been consistent the past couple years just because my mood was just off and I didn't want to come on camera and be like just not in the best mood. But I do have a couple of old vlogs that I do want to post, travel vlogs specifically. If you guys have any suggestions, questions, comments, comment them down below. I'm so proud of myself because filming this video, I have 3 videos already lined up, all ready to post, so I will be consistent moving forward. I've missed you guys. I've ran into and met so many of you throughout the past couple of years, and every time I met one of you, I'm like, I'm gonna get back to YouTube, I'm gonna get back to YouTube. But now I'm really ready to get back into YouTube, and I appreciate all the comments, all of the love and support from you guys. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't look at the past 5 years as time wasted. Honestly, if anything, I've learned so many lessons in this relationship. Yeah, a lot of lessons learned, and I'm grateful for it all. It is what it is. I am now a happy single girly living in New York. Actually, I'm living in New Jersey, but I'm looking to move to New York. So follow me along on this crazy adventure of me being back in New York City, being a flight attendant, and just going on so many more travel adventures. I love you guys, I miss you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video.